I was ready for a reset professionally. I'd been in my career in audio sales for like 14 years. I was living in Nashville, loving Nashville, but my now wife and I were moving up here to relocate, and I decided to turn something that had always been a interest into my profession. Getting to get out there in front of people and see all these crazy homes has been awesome. It's been everything I thought it would be and like a little bit more. I love getting out there and seeing all the cool stuff. There's so many interesting things you'll see as a realtor. Being out there in Metro Detroit, poking your head into all these houses, from the most expensive, extravagant, beautiful homes to the most affordable, first-time home buyer, sick of renting and I can actually buy for less. You see interesting things on both ends of that and everywhere in between, and I love getting a chance to do that. Having been in sales now for coming up on 20 years, negotiation is something I excel at and something I'm never timid with. So that, from a functional standpoint, that's awesome for them. On the house side of it, my dad's a general contractor. I've been around that my whole life, whether it was working in the commercial side with him or we owned a bunch of investment properties as a family, to the house we still live in, I mean, they live in now, I don't, was a shell when I was growing up because Dad tore it down to the studs and rebuilt it. It's something I've always been around. So when we get into these houses, I can spot things a lot of times that might be points of concern or might be points of praise. As corny as it sounds, I think everybody will say this on the team. I love the team aspect. I love the people I get to come to work with. I probably most nights of the week, outside of work hours, end up reaching out to one of my team members to tell a funny story from the day or whatever. But when I knew I was going to get into real estate and it was imminent, I knew I was going to work for TWT whether you and Justin did or not, because I had worked with Justin in the past and the way he handled that. And I'll be honest, at the time, I was not the best prospect. And I knew that, having been in sales and watching the way he still interacted with me, I knew that there was a level of integrity there. And I'd worked with some of the best realtors in the area that I hadn't seen from anybody else. So when it was time to learn this profession, I knew there was only one person I wanted to learn from.